How safe are women in the Northeast? Garo is a matrilineal society, yet there was such brutality. Incidents like these are setting a dangerous precedent, leading to women feeling vulnerable in a society where they once felt empowered. Women have been protesting for long against AFSPA, against extortion. They have not been satisfied with things being as they are.
When it comes to protests and when it comes to gatherings, women come forward very easily because it is easy to come out and protest against something. But when it is a case of entering politics, then it is a full-time career, and it needs the societal support, the husband's support, and as well as the power, money, and everything that it entails to enter into politics.
What is the reality is that women are always involved in the peace process. As others would call it, the Northeast as a conflict zone, but we have seen the role of women all these years. Women are always involved in the peace process, but this doesn't have this in the mainstream media, or even we are not focusing on it, that women are indulging in the peace process. Rather, what we see are portrayed as sporadic incidents. That is not going to help in any way.
They air their voice outside, but inside they're dominated by the men folk. So maybe it's the mindset. It's both for the women and the men to change their mindset so that women get their place in society. I don't think there should be 33%. It's a half. It's equal. So men nothing more and women nothing less.
It is not because they are protesting against extortions that they are being targeted. They have always been victims since time immemorial. Only thing is that these are being now focused, and more and more horrifying things are coming into the news nowadays.
It's a show of strength. So women are targeted for that. I mean, that's one again is criminal mind. They do it with criminal intention. That is different. But it's a show of strength basically.
In that last incident where a woman was killed by this militant outfit in the Meghalaya, in the Tura area, that incident says that it is kind of like dominating the women. Otherwise, the Garo society is also a matriarchal society. We have the woman is the matriarch, is the head of the family, but again that a woman has been the head of the family, has been killed. So kind of exertion of power to some extent, yes.
In the Northeast, it is not just one culture. It is a melting pot of different cultures. The social mosaic itself is very different, of different hues. So we cannot give one particular solution to the problem. Yes, in the short term we can say that, especially in the case of this recent problem which came up in the Garo Hills, the perpetrators should be given very harsh punishments. The short term is that, and long term is definitely development, education and awareness, because without those, people will never improve their conditions. Women will never be able to come up, and people will not realize the futility of such activities.
Of course, there is solution. There should be a solution to everything, and I believe there should be stringent measures, because we have seen so many crimes. Even now, dowry deaths are coming in. Reports of dowry deaths are coming in from the Northeast. There are other crimes. There are abuses in workplaces. But I think the one thing that is, we are not getting the justice. The women are not getting the justice because they are not even aware themselves. There is the lack of awareness. There are the lack of stringent actions. There are justice delayed, as you know. So as we say that justice delayed is justice denied. So people are just they are not believing in the process, legal process anymore. So I think there should be more stringent measures to curb this violence, to curb this menace of cruelty against women. And as you know, we have so many laws. Even last year, a legislation came up regarding this workplace abuse against women, but hardly some very a little percent of people or women know about it. So we should have more focus on these laws, so that and about our rights, about our privileges. If we make the people aware, I think there is going to be a great solution to all this.
Long-term solutions are being taken. Laws have been made, like especially for violence in the home. Then there is workplace violence, molestation. But these laws are there. That I won't say that's just paper service, but how far has a lady in an office or a lady in the home been able to derive benefit of that act or law? Because maybe people are not aware as yet. A lot of things are happening because educated women are coming into the stream, and they are making the others aware. Even in remote villages they have women's organizations, but still I think a lot needs to be done. Even as of date, a lot needs to be done on that.
There is a spurt in domestic violence. I can cite an example that really was very cruel. A father just chasing his daughter to death just because the fishes he was going to have with his alcohol was been taken away by a cat, and the girls he had been watching TV, and so he just chased her to death. This kind of violence we are having, and this growing rise of violence, I believe can be curbed by more awareness campaigns, like we can say regarding the media. After the globalization of the media, we have seen so many new trends coming up, but there is hardly, I believe, any awareness campaign regarding these evils. So I think media can play a very great role in curbing these incidents. This is really in rise. This is a very disturbing trend, and I think the media can help.
Yes, they do face domestic violence. We find many cases in the in print media as well as in the other forms of media. Every day the news is coming of violence in different forms. Though we do not have a dowry system as such, we do face violence also.
Not feminism basically, but we are concerned. There is a section of women who are concerned about all these evils, and they are involving themselves in this peace process, but they are hardly given their attention. I think proper attention, not going to any isms, but proper attention, bringing up all these groups fighting for all these evils together under one umbrella is going to solve this problem.
We have seen our women folk being respected, the Shakti cult that goes on here. Women have always been respected, but dominant in that is also the fact that in the mainstream women have been looked down upon. So how do you reconcile? At places we see both of them blending. So in the Northeast, yes, the feminism has been lost because women tend to come into the mainstream. People from here are going out to explore new horizons. So then they cannot keep their culture intact. So what happens is they lose out on their being empowered. What happens is they're supposed to work according to the norms, according to the way they are asked for in their service. So then what happens is that maybe you lose sight of that empowered status.
Feminism is a very broad ideology actually, but if we just see in case of economic independence in the Northeast, we find that women have always been economically independent, in the sense that in the tribal societies, wine making, say for example, was a livelihood, a means of livelihood. Women were dependent on that. But these have been lost because of entry of factory made things. Similarly for weaving and spinning and other such things. So yes, they have been lost, but at the same time Western induced differences have also come in terms of material things like dresses, physical attitudes, mindset, etc.
Defend women as far as I can it's actually a statement of honor that I'm saying, that it's not biased because I'm a woman, I'm going to deal with women cases. No, I do both civil, criminal. So there we do get a lot of cases, and at the end of the day, you are termed as a feminist lawyer. I mean, whatever you do, people look at you, okay, she's a woman, lady, she's defending a lady, so she has her way out. I mean, she's going to, but it's not like that. We go by evidence. But since people don't know that here only evidence counts, people do term you as a feminist, and they do, it's not any problems that I've faced. But yeah, the way they look at me, it's in a different perspective.
Defending rights of women, see, personally at home I do not feel any problem. But here we are trying to do a lot in this college. Say for example, we have a women's studies course where undergraduate students are being taught how to equip themselves to face the world, to face these problems which you are talking about. Say for example, domestic violence, to know their rights, their legal rights and other rights, to know about RTI, and how to personally project themselves, to market themselves and to make them whole individuals. This is what we are trying to do.
Women's rights can be defended by legislation, by creating awareness, by strengthening our voices, and I believe it is only stringent legislation that can prevent such crimes, and so that women's rights can be protected.
The feminism in matriarchal societies predates Western feminism. Perhaps that too is changing in the Northeast. That's all we have for you in this, the 12th episode in our series on the Northeast. Thanks for watching and see you again.